Hey guys, what's up? My name is Sam, or Chaotic, and welcome back to another Grand Theft Auto 5 video here on my channel. So a few days ago, I uploaded a video to my channel titled The Vigilante vs the Rocket Voltic. If you guys haven't watched that video already, I would definitely recommend doing so. There will of course be a link in the description. But one of the most asked things in the comment section of that video was, what about the Vigilante versus the Oppressor? Which one is better? So that's exactly what we're going to be doing in today's video, answering that question and going over some of the main differences. So once the Vigilante is released later this week on Friday, October 27th, you guys know whether it's worth buying or not over the Oppressor. So let's go ahead then and get straight into things. So let's start this video off then by discussing the vehicle prices, and we'll begin with the Oppressor. So the Oppressor was added a few months ago into GTA Online in the gun running update. It is very unique. It is the only jet-powered motorcycle in-game, but it also has the ability of flight. It's more gliding, but once you extend the wings, it will fly in the air for quite some time if you control it correctly. Now, because the Oppressor is unique and has some pretty cool abilities, it is of course expensive, and is the most expensive motorcycle in GTA Online, with a buy it now price on the Warstock Cash and Carry website for $3,524,500. There is a discounted price, this being the trade price, which can be unlocked by completing a set number of gun running missions, and this price offers a huge discount on the vehicle, with the trade price being just $2,650,000, which at this price saves you almost $1 million when buying the vehicle. Now sure, at this price it is still pretty expensive. In fact, it is still the most expensive motorcycle at this price, but it is one of a kind and has abilities which no other vehicle in-game currently has. So in my opinion, it is great value for money either way. As for the Vigilante though, it is slightly more expensive. Its buy it now price is slightly higher than the Oppressor's buy it now price, at a price of $3,750,000. And unfortunately, the Vigilante doesn't have a trade price option, so there is no option to get this at a reduced, discounted price. But this doesn't mean that it's still not great value for money. Okay, so moving on then to the speed test. Up first we have the Oppressor. I'm going to be doing a straight line drag race at the airport, of course running from one side of the runway to the other. Now it's worth noting this Oppressor is fully upgraded with all the customizations, and the wings are retracted, so the wings are in, and the reason for that is because the bike will go a little bit faster when driving on the road than when they're out. It's only a small difference, but for the purpose of this test I had them in, and as you can see it was able to drive from one side of the airfield to the other in 15.26 seconds. But then as for the Vigilante, which is also fully upgraded in this video with all the customizations, running the same drag race from one side of the airfield to the other, it completes it in a slightly faster time, but only just, with a completed time of 15.12 seconds. So they're both very close, and I'd imagine without the timer, you possibly wouldn't notice the difference. So at just 0.14 seconds, or 14 microseconds faster, the Vigilante is just faster. But personally, I wouldn't really see this as much of a win, because the Oppressor will probably spend most of its time in the air anyway. Now both of these vehicles, the Oppressor and the Vigilante, can be customized in GTA Online. But as I'm sure you guys know, as for the Oppressor, if you want to customize it, you have to own a mobile operations center. You can't drive it down to any custom shop or Benny's to customize it because you can't take it inside, and you can't even customize it at your underground bunker or your personal garage workshop if you own one. You have to own a mobile operations center and have a vehicle workshop if you want to customize it. And there are quite a few customization options available for the Oppressor which you might like to change or fit. Things such as flaring, the fuel tank, the seat, mudguards, and much more. Plus you can also fit missile upgrades to this as well if you're interested. The missile upgrade is certainly useful if you're looking to go up against opponents in free mode, but apart from that, they aren't really needed. So if you wanted to, you haven't really got to customize this vehicle at all, you can just buy it for the fun element. The fact that you can boost around with the jet-powered engine on the back. Of course, you can also extend your wings and fly around too and jump from building to building. As for the Vigilante, despite the fact that it wasn't released in the gunrunning update and is a part of the Smuggler's Run update, if you want to customize it, just like the Oppressor, you can't take it down to any regular custom shop. You have to own a mobile operations center with a vehicle workshop in the back. Otherwise, you won't have access to the customization options available for it. Now, the Vigilante doesn't have anywhere near as many customization options as the Oppressor. The only real upgrade available for this thing, despite the regular things including the armor, engine and brake upgrades, is the option to fit a missile launcher to the Vigilante, very much like the Oppressor. But the missile launcher on the Vigilante is much better, but we'll talk about that a little more in a few moments. But there's one thing which puts the Vigilante ahead when it comes to the customizations, that being that the missile upgrade doesn't require research to unlock it, like it does on the Oppressor. Of course, if you want to fit the missiles to the Oppressor, you have to unlock it first via research in your gun running bunker, but like I said, with the Vigilante, that is not necessary. Both the Oppressor and the Vigilante are weaponized. The Oppressor is weaponized from standard. It comes with 2 machine gun turrets, one either side of the fuel tank on the front. It is fixed and will only shoot where the front of the vehicle is pointing and isn't particularly powerful. But you have the option, like I said a few moments ago, to take it into your mobile operations center and fit missiles to it once you've unlocked the item via research. And once you've done that, you're given exactly 20 missiles to use in free mode before you run out. Now, of course, you can restock by going back inside of your mobile operations center or one of your garages, but it's worth noting once you fit the missile launchers to the Oppressor, you can't scroll through the weapon wheel and make your way back to the machine gun turrets because those have been swapped out for the missile launchers. So once you run out of missiles, you're out of ammo completely. The Vigilante also has 2 machine gun turrets in its front bumper from standard. They aren't very powerful, just like pretty much all the machine gun turrets on vehicles in GTA Online. And like I said earlier on, you can take it into the mobile operations center and upgrade it and fit the missile launcher to it. It doesn't require any research beforehand, so you can drive straight in there and fit the upgrade for around about $200,000 or so. Now once you do that, you're given 32 missiles, which is 12 more than what the Oppressor gives you, and it's also worth noting that the missile feature on the Vigilante appears much better than any other weaponized vehicle. So in comparison to the Oppressor, it's much better when it comes to its weapons. Plus, of course, you can swap back once you run out of missiles to the machine gun turrets, as you still have those even when you fit the missile launcher. Okay, so finally the last thing worth discussing are the vehicle's special abilities. So we now have 3 jet-powered motorized vehicles in-game, those being the Rocket Voltic, the Oppressor, and the Vigilante. So they of course all have their own special or unique abilities. And as for the Oppressor, its unique ability is flight. It has wings, which allows it to glide through the air once you take off, and you can jump from building to building pretty easily, as you guys can see in the gameplay. The Oppressor is certainly a very fun vehicle. It's one of my favorites in GTA Online, and this unique ability just makes the Oppressor so much fun. So I guess when it comes to flying around and jumping from building to building, the Oppressor takes the upper hand against the Vigilante, and that's because the Vigilante has abilities elsewhere, specifically on the road. As you guys can see, this thing just dominates whilst driving around, especially when against pedestrians or the police. Anything that gets in its way, it will just plow straight through. It will drive into them and just smash them out of the way very effortlessly. Especially the smaller vehicles, it will just push them out of the way, often throwing them a few meters in the air without really losing any speed or momentum whatsoever. So this ability, teamed up with the fact that it has a very overpowered missile launcher, just makes the Vigilante dominate on the road. Even up against the Rhino tank, the Vigilante comes out on top. It can drive straight through and under them, often throwing them out of the way as well, which is absolutely insane. There is no other vehicle in GTA Online which can do this. Well, apart from the ramp buggy, but it's destroyed in the process of flipping the tank. So then, which vehicle is better, the Vigilante or the Oppressor? One which can smash through cars and is definitely more suited to the road, and another one which is able to fly and jump from building to building. Personally, there's no answer to this question, because these two vehicles are very different. They're both great value for money though, and certainly worth purchasing if you haven't got them in GTA Online. My favorite though, honestly, has to be the Oppressor, because of how much fun it can deliver. But I'm not saying the Vigilante isn't a good vehicle either. if I had to rate these two vehicles out of 10, they'd both score the same. But if I had to choose one, I would choose the Oppressor every single time. But I of course want to get your thoughts and feelings on these two vehicles. Which one do you guys prefer? I know as of right now it's pretty difficult for you guys to answer that, seeing that it hasn't been released yet, but based upon what I've talked about and mentioned in this video, which one do you guys think is better? So go ahead and leave a comment. Also, very quickly, it's worth mentioning that later this week, when the Vigilante is released in GTA Online, if you haven't got enough money to afford it, it's $3,750,000. Do not worry, I am going to be doing a huge giveaway on Twitter, so if you guys don't follow me already, definitely go ahead and do so, and stay tuned for some shark card giveaways. But with that being said, guys, that's pretty much it then for this video. If you guys could drop a like, it would of course be greatly appreciated, and it helps me out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do, because I upload all the latest and the greatest Grand Theft Auto 5 content. So as always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.